Don't forget to check out our grades for all of the prospects in this year's draft class by visiting the link at the bottom of the screen. The Chicago Bears had a great draft last year in my opinion, as they really hit on some small college prospects. This year, I like how they went about their draft in a bit of a different way. Now the jury is still out on whether or not they hit on the quarterback last year, Mitchell Trubisky, but GM Ryan Pace is making sure to stockpile this team with enough talent to give the second-year passer no choice but to raise his level of play. And that's the one thing I liked about the draft, is that they are committed to building around their quarterback with weapons. You look at Anthony Miller out of Memphis, who was my number 2 slot receiver in his class and is a legit playmaker. I also like the ability of Javon Williams out of Georgia. He's a contested catch type of a receiver that'll also thrive on special teams. And James Daniels out of Iowa gives them a very good swing player along the interior offensive line that can play guard or center. Defensively, their first pick, Roquan Smith out of Georgia, should be an impact player from day one. I like that he's coming from a 3-4 defense right into another one. His sideline-to-sideline speed and form tackling skills make him a very good backer and a chance to be a star in the Windy City. Bilal Nichols was impressive on film and live down at the East-West Shrine game. He's a 6'4", 290-pound defensive lineman that can play anywhere up front, and that versatility combined with his ability to pressure the pocket will make him a good rotational piece along the defensive line. Now, what I questioned about the Bears draft was the lack of an edge rusher. I know they took Kyle Pitts in round 6, but maybe in round 2 or 4, they could have found a way to add a guy on the roster. Lorenzo Carter was there in round 2, and Hercules Metaafa in round 4 or round 6, in my opinion, would have been a better fit. Dejon Allen was one of my favorite offensive linemen to watch. I was at the UMass game back in August, and he was able to hold his own at the left tackle position. So he can legitimately play any of the positions up front and gives the Bears good depth along the offensive line. And I'm surprised running back Ryan Nall went undrafted. He has good all-around game. He has above average vision and burst, and can also catch the ball out of the backfield, and he can also return kicks if need be. I just hope they don't stereotype him into being a fullback, because that would be a misuse of his tremendous skills. In the draft, the Bears didn't select a corner nor a safety, but they did rack up on talent in the undrafted free agent department. Starting with Dubuque's Michael Joseph, I think he's ideally suited to play on the inside as a slot because of his awareness, his instincts, and his ball skills. Kevin Tolliver out of LSU was a bigger boundary corner for the Tigers, and I think he'll end up as a safety or a slot defender. I think he has good matchup skills versus bigger wide receivers and also tight ends. And Tyron Holloway is a terrific athlete that transferred from Liberty to Western Illinois, and all he did was become an all-conference performer once again. He's got the ball skills and the ball awareness that you want on the field side. Defensive line was another area of the undrafted free agent market where the Bears cleaned up. Abdullah Anderson is just as versatile as 5th-round pick Bilal Nichols. Anderson started at Bucknell as a true freshman and was a 4-time all-conference performer that started at every position along the defensive line. In my opinion, he's a true sleeper. Kayvon Walker started his career as a Mike backer when he arrived at Maryland. He redshirted and transitioned into an excellent, versatile defensive lineman. The techniques he learned as a backer helped him become a hassle on the defensive line for opposing offenses. So keep an eye on him in training camp. And I also talked to Bunmi Rotimi at the Combine, as I was unfamiliar with his game, but he really developed himself at Old Dominion into a starter and a versatile defensive lineman. So you can see the theme here for the Chicago Bears as they've gone after guys that are more than capable of playing multiple spots and roles on this football team. I gave the Bears a B+ for their draft. The only knock was not truly addressing the edge position with a bona fide stud. However, everywhere else in the draft, I think they got significantly better, and when you combine what they did in free agency with this draft class, I don't think it's far-fetched to say that the Bears have one of the deepest and most talented rosters in the league.